Okay, we're going to look at some arm exercises next. So again, this is all about just making sure every time you're putting load through your body, you're really using your core muscles to help you with the movement. So everything will turn into a core exercise once you start talking those deep abdominal muscles. So we're going to look at a row. We're going to squat as well, just because why not? May as well up the calorie burn and tone as many muscles as possible. So you're going to be breathing in at the bottom again, but this time you're going to row at the top. So as those elbows scrape the rib cage, you're really going to think about elevating the pelvic floor and keeping it lifting. So during exertions, you breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And again, just keeping all of those muscles firing nicely. So you're firing those deep core muscles. It's coming down and then powering up. I think often once you've had kids, it's really difficult to get rid of that lower kind of tummy fat. I think some of you have quite funny names for it. But again, we need to be toning the muscle underneath that. So it's sort of the lower portion of your abdominal muscles that we're asking to fire. But we're not sitting on the floor and doing crunches. Instead, we're just thinking about how our pelvic floor needs to work. And not working those superficial muscles, but really working the deep core muscles. Good. Okay. If that feels enough, then keep there. I'm just going to show you how thinking about our pelvic floor comes into having a bit more intensity. So if the row was enough for you, that's fine. Otherwise, you're going to start to add in a row hop jump. Again, you can do this without a band, but you can try and use a pair of tights. It's a really good way of putting some tension in the system, especially if you have continence issues when you start to jump. It's good to practice lifting your pelvic floor, turning your TVA on, and bringing in some movement. Oh, and that will really, really, really burn your legs. Fantastic. So we've looked at different movement patterns. One pattern we haven't yet looked at is the deadlift. So we do use this movement pattern in classes. So it's where you really hinge from the hip. So it's not a squat. So you come down and then you stand up. So you tip over the cliff, you don't squat, you breathe in, and then you power through. So it's the core that brings you back to rise. Okay, so we're going to have a little look at doing 45 seconds of deadlift with the band. Okay, so on the band, so breathing in, breathing out. So, if you're quite new to HIIT, and you've got a blue band, maybe if you've been doing the buggy classes, remember you can always switch in these exercises if some of the higher impact exercises feel like they're too much. But your core will get stronger, your pelvic floor will get stronger, it's a muscle, but you do need to exercise it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds and 1, right, lovely. Okay, gonna do one more squat variation, just because I love a squat. And it's just gonna be firing a little bit more through the obliques this time. So we're gonna be breathing in and breathing out as we squeeze the elbow and just do single arm rows. So again, I want you to breathe in at the bottom, breathe out and contract your abs as you come up to stand. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe in. Good, you're nearly there. So again, you should feel that TVA muscle is kicking in. Your pelvic floor is lifting as you twist that arm back. If you've got any kind of separation of your abdominal muscles, sometimes it's advisable not to work the obliques because they can kind of pull that separation apart. If you're worried about it, do speak with me. Okay, so we're going to have a look at some more sort of traditional core exercises, lying down. And I'm just going to show you the variations. Again, this is really good if you're looking for things to switch because you don't feel like you've got very good core control, or you just need to kind of slowly increase it. So get those fingers an inch in from your hip bones and an inch sort of down and in. So the first exercise will just be doing heel slides. So you literally breathe in as you lengthen, and then you breathe out, squeeze front to back and pluck through the pelvic floor as you bring that heel back. So you breathe in to lengthen, breathe out as you bring it back, breathe in to lengthen, breathe out as you bring it back. So that would be your first, most basic exercise for really trying to fire up the core and get the core stronger. If that feels okay, bring your legs up into tabletop and you can breathe in and out. So in, and you drop that heel, and out, and you bring it back to center, keeping your lower back pressed into the mat. And if that still feels fine, make sure you're still firing through your TVA. You'll be breathing in to lengthen, out to contract back, in, out, in, out. So that lift of the pelvic floor, making sure that TVA is switching on. So breathing in as you lengthen, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Good, so whichever version you're on, we're just going to go for about 45 seconds. So again, take it down to one of the more foundation levels if you're just learning how to get that deep core muscle to be switching on. So breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Okay, so hopefully that will give you some nice feedback by putting your fingers into those muscles just to check that you are firing them. So again, there's no point doing lots of sit-ups if you're only using your superficial muscles. You need to be using those deep core muscles too. Okay, last exercise I'm going to show on this video is just the glute bridge. So again, it's a fantastic exercise for working deep into your bum, and it's a really good exercise to be thinking about with your pelvic floor. So what you're going to do is pop that band, if you've got one, up around your thighs. Still works even if you don't have one. You're going to breathe in at the bottom, and you're going to breathe out as you squeeze to the top. So thinking about that pelvic floor, you breathe in. As you squeeze to the top, you're going to squeeze front to back and pluck through the pelvic floor. So breathing in and out. So firing through your core just as you're coming up into bridge. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Really good exercise if you are quite new postnatally, if you have got a separation of your abdominal muscles. A really nice, safe exercise to be doing to work the bum and work the core. Good. So you're breathing in at the bottom and out at the top. You're really thinking about squeezing front to back and pulling up through your pelvic floor. Good. Breathe in. So once you've got these basic principles, the idea is you'll be able to do any of the videos, and hopefully you will have to think less and less as you practice about consciously turning on these muscles, and instantly you will just be breathing out an exertion, getting that TVA firing, lifting up through the pelvic floor, and hopefully getting much, much stronger. Good, we're going to go for 5 more. 4, breathe in, breathe out. 2, on 1 we're going to keep it up, and I want you to do little flicks. So little flick lifts of the pelvic floor, thinking about just squeezing that top portion of the bum right up. 10 more seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, and relax it back down. So hopefully this video is really useful. I know quite a few of you wanted it. Hope you're not too disappointed that I'm not jumping up and down loads. But do take it back to basics, even if you think everything is fine down there. It's, you know, never a bad thing to be thinking about our pelvic floors, and making sure that we are actually exercising them whilst we are exercising our bodies, and getting those deep, not the superficial muscles, but the deep core muscles firing to support us through movement. But any questions, do let me know, and hopefully see you all for week 17. All right, take care, bye.